In a small village, nestled among the rolling hills of ancient Japan, there lived a man named Takeshi. Takeshi was known throughout the village as a man of great wisdom and serenity. He had earned his reputation not through his words, but through his actions. One sunny morning, a hot-tempered and impulsive young man named Kaito arrived in the village. Kaito had a fierce temper, and he was always ready for a fight. It didn't take long for the village to witness Kaito's fiery outbursts as he clashed with the villagers over the smallest of disagreements. One day, Kaito's anger flared even brighter. He had a heated dispute with a local merchant named Hiroshi over the price of some rice. Their voices grew louder, and it seemed like a violent confrontation was inevitable. The villagers gathered around, fearing the worst. Just as the situation seemed about to escalate into violence, Takeshi, the wise man, appeared on the scene. With a calm and measured voice, he said to Kaito and Hiroshi, "Gentlemen, there is no need for violence. Let us find a peaceful resolution to this matter." Kaito, in his anger, turned to Takeshi and snapped, "Stay out of this, old man. This is none of your business." Takeshi simply nodded and took a step back, signaling that he would not interfere any further. The crowd murmured with disappointment, thinking that this would surely end in blows, but to their surprise, something remarkable happened. Kaito, deprived of an audience, felt the intensity of his anger start to wane. Hiroshi, too, began to realize that fighting would not lead to a satisfactory outcome. With Takeshi's calm presence as a silent witness, the two men reluctantly began to discuss their disagreement more rationally. It was a long and challenging conversation, but eventually they reached a fair compromise, and the dispute was peacefully settled. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. They had witnessed the transformation of a potential brawl into a peaceful resolution, all thanks to Takeshi's intervention through non-interference. They were eager to learn from him and sought his guidance. Takeshi gathered the villagers together and told them a story from his own past. He had once been a hot-tempered and impulsive young man, just like Kaito, but he had learned an important lesson from his master, a Zen monk. His master had shared a simple but profound teaching: the true power lies not in reacting to anger with anger, but in responding with calm and compassion. Takeshi continued, "When we react to anger with anger, we only add fuel to the fire. It's like pouring oil on a flame and the situation escalates. But when we respond with calm, we can defuse the tension and find a way to resolve conflicts peacefully." The villagers were eager to learn from him, but Takeshi agreed to teach them. He explained that it was essential to recognize the impulses and emotions that arose within us, but not to be controlled by them. Instead, he encouraged them, villagers, to pause and take a breath when confronted with anger, allowing themselves the time to respond thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. Takeshi's teachings soon spread throughout the village. The villagers began to practice the art of self-defense. They began to practice his lessons, and they found that disputes and conflicts became less frequent. In time, even Kaito, the once hot-tempered newcomer, learned to control his anger and embrace the wisdom of non-reaction. One day, Kaito approached Takeshi and said, "I used to think that strength lay in reacting fiercely to every provocation, but I was wrong. Your wisdom has shown me that real strength lies in restraint, and in choosing a peaceful path, I am forever grateful." Takeshi smiled and replied, "Kaito, you have learned an important lesson. True strength is not in reacting impulsively, but in remaining calm and composed, even in the face of anger and conflict." As the years passed, the village became a haven of peace and harmony. The villagers no longer feared confrontations or disputes, because they had all learned the power of not reacting with anger. Instead, they embraced the wisdom of Takeshi, the man who had taught them that the greatest strength lay in the ability to remain calm and compassionate, in the face of adversity. Takeshi's legacy lived on through the generations, and the village became known far and wide as a place where the power of not reacting had transformed a once chaotic community into a model of peace and wisdom. And so, in this small village, the village of Takeshi was built. In this village, the profound teachings of Takeshi, the wise man who knew the power of not reacting, became a timeless lesson in the art of peaceful living, reminding all who encountered it that true strength lies in the serenity of the soul. The power of not reacting can transform lives and communities.